Hey!
Hi everyone!
Welcome to episode number 5!
Hey! We made it to
Yeah.
5. I didn't even think we would get past 1, but look at us now.
I know, we're at 5 already. Woohoo.
Unbelievable. Crazy.
Okay, so...
What's that thing on your head, James?
What
do you think you're doing?
You told me to wear
I
it.
did not tell you to wear it, James. This is from
Um,
your closet, alright? I found this too. I was just like, James.
Shh, be quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's embarrassing,
It's
Jess.
just embarrassing. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Okay, so...
Hi everyone!
Hello, thank you for listening if you're still listening.
I'm sure you still are, because you're loyal, and we
Okay.
respect that.
Some loyalty.
That's not the actual thing, but yeah.
So today...
We were just like busting our chops trying to figure out what exactly to talk about, and we're just like, why don't we just talk about what we normally talk about?
Which is...
Stereotyping. That's right. You guessed correctly. Yay! So with stereotyping, what do you think is the genre, like the agenda
I
genre?
think we should talk about the first time we met, and then
Yeah.
we'll move on to... Well, that's
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
stereotyping.
I think it's funny because, and we're not just making this up. This genuinely happened back in high. So me and James, when did we meet, James? You
Year 8,
tell everyone.
we were sitting in Year 8 geography. And because your last name starts with a V and mine starts with a W, we're placed next to each other. How
Yeah.
original.
I know. It was just like we were at the back in
The
the corner
teacher
or
just has to
something.
do things by alphabetical order.
They do.
They just have to be stereotypical a teacher.
It's
So-
easier for them, but not easy for us.
Yeah, so we was...
And I was chatting with all the girls,
Yeah,
and you were, I was chatting with all the girls, my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And James was just, I think we're actually sitting in the position you were on my left. By coincidence, that's actually quite funny.
Yeah. How
And-
times have not changed.
No, we're just conformed to
Yeah.
it. We're just like, okay, this is the way it has to be.
Stereotypical.
Stereotypical, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, we
we'll
did-
sit next to each other for how long?
For like months.
Yeah.
I think a good solid 3-4 months. And
And
we
I-
just would just look at each other and just not talk.
I think I'd taken a vow of silence.
I think so. I just couldn't get a word out of him. No, I didn't. Look, I was just talking to everyone else, and then this guy James that I occasionally, bumped weenuses with. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're sitting next to each other, and then time ticked on.
Time did tick
and
on.
We hadn't talked in quite a long while.
And we were just looking at each other. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Just we couldn't find something to say. And then I just waltz in one day and I sit down as normal. And about 10 seconds in, James kindly goes, we should reenact it for them, shall we?
Yeah, can you play?
Okay.
I'll play you, and you play me.
Oh my gosh, okay. How's your parents' taxi driver business going? How is it going? Can you just pick me up from this location? Get me a taxi now! Out of the blue, he just went for it. And I was just like, yeah, you do it. Like, the eyeballs just went up like this. And I was just like, you fucking serious, mate?
Are you
And then,
fucking serious?
and then what else did I say, James?
Are you fucking serious?
And I was just
You
like,
fucking convict.
yeah.
Ah, it was so good.
And then James looked at me like this, because I could see on his face as he was saying it, he had kind of like a laugh and a smile, and I knew he was kidding. And I was just like, whatever. So I'm just going to go with
it
it
was a
too.
good icebreaker, wasn't it?
It was a good icebreaker. I don't think it gets any... You either would have gotten like a punch to the face, or I would not have spoken to you, but I actually went along with it. And we just looked at each other, and you're just like, I'm James, and you extended your hand, and I'm like, I'm Jess. And then we were best friends ever since. And then we kept chatting in class, and we actually did really well in chemistry as well.
Oh, let's talk about chemistry.
Yeah, we did really well in chemistry. It was just us in the corner, just like laughing, talking, non-stop.
We had a dragon.
Yeah, we had a little. Wait, we didn't. We have to explain.
Yeah.
We had like a little figurine, like dragon, and I don't know what the significance of that was, but we used to bring it to class every day because that's what cool kids do.
In year 11.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And then we
And then it just disappeared one day. We were just like, you
I
serious?
think people stole it because remember
They were just jealous of our, our connection.
Remember we said that was what was getting us the good grades?
Oh, yeah. I think that was like our little, like...
Trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how or why it was a dragon, but it was a moment in time. And I think that moment would have made us or broken us.
Yeah.
But I think it bloody well cemented something. Because we're still sitting here years later.
We used to just talk in chemistry.
Yeah.
Non-stop. And I did not pay attention.
No, me either. And somehow we did really well. So that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about stereotyping. Because
So
I do it a lot.
You do it a lot? Because I never really noticed. Is this like with your mates or just like walking down the street and you're just like, oh, hey, you...
I think everyone kind of has that ability to judge others.
Ooh, what do you mean, James? Delve a bit deeper, will you?
So, I think that we like to put people into boxes.
To feel better about ourselves and our personal struggles.
And we like to say that this person is this person and that's how it makes sense. And this person plays sports. This person is into the arts, so they're more an arty person.
And they have a set personality because of that, which is not the truth. It's kind of just like, but it's the easier way out. It's the easiest way out.
Yeah.
Because you can't deal with your emotions, so let's put someone else in a box and just continue your day, right?
Yeah. I would say, though, I used to be more a person who would judge others, where now I feel I judge others, but I wait a little bit longer and I try not to put them into a box.
You try. It's a firm try in bold letters.
Yeah. How about you?
I think with experience, as the years have gone by, it's just a natural course of things when you actually go out into the world and do little things. And I really noticed a change in me when I started traveling. And you start noticing like the little things about you because people point it out, like even at like a train station or at like an airport or something of the sort. And you just take that feedback on board and it molds you into a person. Of course it does, but it molds you into like a wise person, I would say, because you're taking those experiences on.
And what are some of these experiences that you've had?
Experiences that I've had? Well, I think the main one is basically, I come from a background where my parents are born in Sri Lanka, but I also have Portuguese. The majority of them are Portuguese, Dutch, and German, right? And just because my parents are like Sri Lankan, I didn't get to grow up with that culture and if you take that out of the equation, as human beings, the experience really was that my dad was a marine engineer and he went around the world and, discovered different cultures. And I grew up with a lot of Greek food because he was based in Greece for years. And my mum traveled the world and saw the world and did her own thing. So I don't understand the culture. And I felt like, growing up, of course, naturally, because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
And you're like scared to, ask people. So you put them in a box, for example. And it was just like I really didn't understand a lot of people that grew up with that culture or just people that didn't grow up with that culture. I'd just be like, I honestly don't know what you're saying. And they think because you're trying to downgrade yourself or something in a way. And I was just like, no, this is the reason. But people, majority of the time, people don't give you the time of day to explain. Like I grew up with the Australian culture, listen to me. I sound like a bloody bogan. But yeah, it's just,
From
it's...
Kazadi.
Yes, Kazadi. Yeah. People in Kazadi and near Kazadi would know what Kazadi is.
Isn't that stereotyping?
Yeah, definitely. So it's just like you get the subtle kinds, you get the, big kinds, but it's just whether you want to give a person the time of day to listen to what their experiences are as a human being, not as a female, as a male, as a gay, as a straight, as an orange, as a black, as a purple. You can go on and on and on. It's just getting that wider perspective of the world. And for me, it was like traveling and listening to different people. Took it on board and it's made me who I am today.
Yeah, definitely. When
What
I'm-
about you, James?
When I'm traveling overseas, I like to talk to people who come from a different walk of life, somewhere different to me. So when I see another Australian, I'm friendly, I'm nice, but I also,
Are you sure?
well, I think I'm friendly and
I
nice.
think you are too.
But also at the same time, I always find myself, talking to someone from a background that's different to me.
You know what's interesting? Even a person with the same background as you probably would see your experience or their experience
That's
much,
very different.
differently.
Yeah.
It's just such a fine line, and you're just like, no, this is the way. This is my experience. Therefore, this is the way. Where there's so many ways to like look
And
at a
there's so many
situation.
different parts of people.
Yeah, there's so many, and that's
And
like
layers.
is it fueled by, how they were brought up or personal struggles growing up or now or anything of the sort.
I
It's
think
actually
like
interesting.
past traumas.
Past traumas and maybe just experience.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like if you're going to say, no, what I'm saying is absolutely correct. That's,
Yeah.
a bit of a problem.
I think,
Being closed-minded instead of being open-minded.
yeah, definitely. I 100% think that's true. It's like the more open-minded you are, the more time you give people your ear and hear what they're trying to say to you.
It's effort, but it's worth it to
Yeah.
get an accurate, or kind of, the most accurate you can get from
It's
a
like-
personality.
It's like, can you truly, really, understand what a person has been through in their experience, even when they tell the story?
It's true.
Because, you're coming in from your own experiences, and when someone tells you something, it's your version of those words.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
And then you're putting your own meaning upon it.
Yeah. And then you get the types of people that just close off and they don't want to talk about it at all. And
Yeah.
you're just like, it's getting into that, you can let me in, but they probably have been let down so many times. And it's
That
kind
they
of,
don't
that's the
want to.
tragedy.
They don't want to open up.
Yeah, it's their unique gift to the world, but they don't want to share it. And I think that's a tragedy. And we're here to support you, aren't we, James?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that everyone has a core self,
Yeah.
and then I feel like there's all these other different facets of people, and I think those facets are kind of, come from, the two main things that, everyone kind of struggles with is their fears. Fears surrounding, people's opinions of them, how people view them.
Yeah.
And then also I think the other key word is like how, the feeling of shame.
Yeah, because it's very easy to call someone like, oh, that person doesn't talk to us or to those people. That person's a bitch. But actually, when you actually listen to what they have to say, you're just like, oh, okay, I didn't see it from that perspective. But then in order to let that in, you're going to have to talk to that person.
I think we naturally try and always come to a conclusion and try and put things into a box or try and finish the sentence. When the sentence, is not finished, it's like
It
everyone's
can never
changing.
be finished. Yeah.
Everyone's changing, everyone's learning, everyone's growing
Yeah.
at different rates, at different speeds, and in different ways.
Yeah. It's kind of like with me as well. I feel like because I've been to so many places, I have like a book at home where it's like different recipes from around the world where I just, pick something up from the shops, or I used to, when I go overseas, I cook. I don't just buy takeout. I just like, okay, I may buy takeout once and then learn how to master it in like the kitchen or something that I'm staying at. And it's kind of just like I have a book of different recipes from around the world. So one day I may make like Greek food like I normally do, or my dad does, or barbecues, or just like a pot pie or something, croque monsieur, which is like, bread with cheese from like France or something. It may sound extravagant, but it's not really. It's just like their basic food. What do you do, James?
I love looking at, magazines,
Yeah,
at new stuff, at recipes.
you do actually.
I like exploring
The unknown.
the unknown, basically. I'm really comfortable in exploring the unknown and trying new things. I know that, there's different types of people. There's people who know what they like and are so fixed in, it's a matter of fact to them. And I kind
No,
of...
it has to be like this.
Yeah.
Because it's always been like this.
Where I'm kind of always open to the fact that there's
like
so many
yeah.
possibilities, and that it's more a wave. It can have highs, it can have lows, it can have like different ways, different textures, different ways of doing things. It's like you don't have to keep having salmon the same way.
Yeah.
You can bake it in the oven. You can put it on a pan. There's like so many, you can put it in the air fryer.
You can do whatever you want. If
Yeah,
you stuff it up, it's okay. It's not the end of the
Yeah.
world. Just soldier on and do something else the
And
next
just
day.
because we do stuff like a certain way doesn't mean we have to do it that way forever.
Yeah.
And a recipe, I'm one of those people. I follow a recipe to a point.
And then you follow by your heart, right?
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Or I'm just like, okay, it's like we're layering the foundation and adding our own uniqueness into it.
Like Victoria's birthday cake, that triple
Which is his
trail.
sister.
Yeah, my sister.
Hi, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria. Her triple
her
layered maple cake.
Yeah.
It wanted 4 cups of
I'll put a picture on it
caster sugar.
On our page. It's actually they brought it out and I was just like, holy wow, James, you made that?
It wanted 4 cups of caster sugar.
Right.
And I was just like, no icing sugar for the frost. And I was just like, no. I'm like, that's way too much sugar.
Yeah.
And like, I'm one of those people who will like grab a teaspoon, give it a try, and then determine, whether it... Sometimes I feel like a recipe just can go too far. It's like there is sweetness, but then there's also sickly sweetness where it's like all I can taste now is sugar. I can't taste the cream cheese.
And some people love that, and I was just like, good to them.
Yeah. I'm just like, why are we putting cream cheese in here if it's just gonna be 4 cups of sugar?
Yeah, you want to taste the cream cheese. Yeah, 100%.
And I was just like, no. I'm like, each has a voice.
Yeah.
Each has a taste, I mean.
So you really have a love for cooking.
Yeah.
I do the same. And it just changes each day. And you just, like, for me, I just keep adding recipes over and over. And, like, my book is actually quite big.
I like trying new stuff I've never seen before as well.
Yeah. It's kind of like my dad has an ancient recipe book from...
that's always what I wanted.
It's actually quite cool. It's like falling apart, but it's at least 200 years old. And it went through the generations, and Dad has it now, and it's like with like little, not duct tape, but it's like taped at the, what's the...
It's got character.
Binding. It's got character. And it's kind of just like such lemon cake. And it's like how they explain even the words that they used to use 200 years ago. You're just like, well, I wouldn't have used that now. So it's just like an education. It's different.
Definitely.
And I'm getting that book because I'm the only child, so good for me.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Bye. No, that's good. 100%. Yeah, I love it. I know. It's tough. It's a tough subject, but I think it hits everyone from different walks of life, whether you're young or you're old. And even when you're older, you're going to look back at like us now. We'll probably watch this in like a decade or something and be like, oh, okay, that's a different perspective from what I have now.
Yeah. How about like different cuisines? Like I know that some people like, getting back to stereotyping, I know that some people come from a cultural heritage so that the family ties to their food and their roots have been so strong that they almost become unwavering in trying anything else or anything else being any better. Yeah,
because I think that's what the foundation was as a child, and that's what they experienced and loved. They just happen to love that, and then it just carries on as time goes by.
I find that really interesting.
It's
just
very
the
interesting.
Family ties to food and those dishes. Like, I have like my nana, and she bakes stewed apple. And
stewed apple! Wow, I haven't had that in
years. It is just Granny Smith, apples, sugar, and water.
Something so basic that hits
Something
the spot.
is so basic, and no one else in our family can make it like Nana.
Really?
And then...
Do you have the recipe?
Yes.
But you just can't hit the spot.
And she gives us the recipe. She's shown us. We've cooked it with her. And then every single time, like, I've even brought the same sugar.
Yeah.
That Nana buys. And she says that she changes it. Like, based on
so
where
she
goes.
actually... That's her gut instinct. My dad does the same.
Like, depending on where she's shopped.
Yeah.
So if she's shopped at Woolworths, she's bought the, Woolworths sugar. If she's shopped at Coles, she's bought the Coles sugar. And I've tried cooking that a million times. My cousins have tried a million times. My mum's one of 5, and we've all tried over the years. And no one can make it the same.
Yeah. It's his signature recipe.
Is it all in our heads?
Oh, because that's what you grew up with.
Because of like the nostalgia and everything.
Yeah, if you put it back like in front of me, I'd be like, James tastes the same. But it's just like, Nana made it. Tastes so much better. Yeah. And
I think that comes down to, I think, the nostalgia and the memory of the meal. Yeah. And the significance of the people who make it.
And it brings you back, it's memories. It's good memories.
Definitely.
So it sets you back. It's kind of like a song. It kind of like marks a moment of time. Yeah. And you're just like, Time of Your Life by Green Day. That was always my primary school graduation song. And I think that was like a lot of people's graduation songs. But I was just like, whenever it comes on the radio, I don't have it on my phone or anything. But whenever it comes on, I'm just like, I remember standing in the hall and us like hugging each other as we're walking out the building. It just takes you back, and food does that too.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's so good.
I'm salivating.
I'm salivating too.
Food.
I know. Didn't have dinner tonight. Maybe I should.
At the same time, like with food, don't you think that like we can stereotype it so easily?
Yeah.
We can just be like, oh, we don't like that. And it's like, have you tried it?
Have you tried it? It's kind of like people that haven't tried like something extreme like snake or crocodile. You get like the people that are non-vegan that actually go and eat this, and people are just like, oh no, I can't do it. But have you actually tried it? It's actually tastes like chicken. That's what they always say. I haven't tried it, but I'll be willing to,
I hate the comparisons though in
I know.
food. And like, I understand that that's the closest relative of what you're trying to explain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, by giving it that comparison, it's like you're kind of making it like lesser, and you're not really thinking about all the possibilities of how to describe something.
It's true.
It's like, it happens all the time in food. It drives me mad.
It does, isn't it? It's kind of like me with curry. I can't eat it. I could never eat it. I don't like it to start off with. Never have liked Sri Lankan food or Indian food to save my soul, except for naan bread or the desserts. I love the desserts. But there's something in like curry powder that doesn't agree with me, and my body can't handle it, in other words. So it's interesting, the comparisons, like as a human being, what you like, what you can take, and then you get the stereotype. But if you're able to, communicate that, I don't see what the problem is. Should be all right.
Yeah. Have you
deep in thought? Did you see that?
Have you heard of taste aversion?
No, what's that?
So
like a site or
when you get sick?
Oh my god, it's like a saying.
It causes a memory,
right,
of that time, and your taste buds remember it.
Really?
So what happens is with taste aversion, your taste buds don't like the taste, or you remember being sick. So the smell of, tequila, if you just had a really bad hangover.
If you went to schoolies and just went hardcore and just passed out. So
that can happen. And they were saying...
I'm like that with coffee Patron, actually, because I got wasted once drinking that at my friend's 21st.
And then you've just got these bad memories attached to it.
Yeah.
And what they were saying is that it takes 11 tries...
Really?
For your taste buds
to adjust to the,
to the taste.
There's no problem at all.
It's just the memory.
It's just psychology.
Psychology problem, and that's
interesting.
Aversion to it is actually all in your head.
That's kind of like people that don't like cockroaches or like spiders or something, and they go and hold it. And they freak out, but they keep trying and trying and trying. They overcome that fear. or like heights or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who wants to put themselves through 11 torturous tries?
It's kind of like that scene from Vampire Diaries when he's in, I don't know if people know what I'm talking about, but Stefan is in like this, safe? And he's locked in there and he can't die and he just keeps
claustrophobia.
Yeah, claustrophobia, but he's dying, right? But then he revives himself because he's a vampire, so he just keeps going on and on for an entire summer. So it'd be like, do you want to put... Yeah, on loop.
Yeah.
But if it's something you want to conquer,
Try it.
Try it. I know I watched, Red Table Talk with Will Smith was always like, fear is in the head. And if you actually, fear is good for you as well. It shows that you care, but too much of it is not good at all. It's like anything in extreme is not good for you.
It's about having the balance.
It's about balance.
And I think it's important to realize when you're putting people into boxes and when you're labeling them or judging them too hard.
Yeah, that they're just be kind to one another and understand because, each person has their own struggle. Like each day is going to be different. You don't know what a person is going through. So to just listen and we don't know that you're having a bad day, but don't take it out on someone else. I think that's the main message.
Yeah, definitely. I think what you said is that everyone's going through their own story.
Yeah.
And when they're on their own journey, that's their journey. And so often we try and include ourselves in that picture or get upset.
And even that rubs off wrong.
Yeah.
And that other person's just like, no, I didn't mean it that way. And then they take it to heart. But if you be like, if you have the courage to just be straight.
I think it's just also
and kind.
Not taking things personally.
As well. Yeah, I agree. You know who you are. You live with yourself 24/7.
Letting things roll off you.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time...
If you have a problem, make it straight. It's
when
kind of like a fine line.
When you have a problem, have it out. But also at the same time, know when to bite your tongue.
Yeah. I know.
It's a fine line.
Life is so short. There's no point really having grudges or anything of the sort. It's just you say your piece and then you drop it and you continue and move forward. I think it's a sign of maturity.
I think that I've bitten my tongue a lot.
But do you feel like you should have said what you said at the same time?
Not really. Okay. Sometimes I kind of feel like biting your tongue is important because I feel that sometimes it didn't matter what I had said. That person's made up their mind.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And then I've moved on from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's maturity.
I was just like,
it's not being a child, yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just going to bite my tongue. I don't need to give you an explanation.
They'll get there eventually. Yeah. I think life just hits you pretty hard regardless. So it's just life experiences.
Definitely.
There you go. Oh, look at him. Having a swig for the camera, are we? By the way, we're recording this. We're starting our own YouTube channel as well. And this will be on, if you actually look on Instagram, we're James, Jess Half Hour, because I actually couldn't put the curly little and. So if you want to check out this video, it will be on our Instagram.
An ampersand.
And what?
An ampersand. Shift 7.
Shift 7, nice.
On the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's an ampersand. That's the symbol.
Oh, okay.
Of N.
Really? Oh, I learned something new today. I was always like the curly thing. But yeah.
Curly thing, yeah. I think I used to call it that as well.
Yeah, it's like my child Jess coming out right now.
And then shift hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. So give it a little look. We're starting that YouTube channel as well. Yeah, that's coming up soon. Just need a bit of time to get everything sorted,
Yeah.
But yeah.
So when's the time you've been stereotyped, Jess?
I think we go through little things daily, isn't it? Little things here and there. Some you notice, some you don't notice. And when you really want to notice, you really do notice and take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And then when you bring it up, you're just like, actually, that was nothing. But it takes a couple of hours to like let that sink in. But then sometimes you really have to say what you have to say.
Have you got an example? A story?
Not really. I just said everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I find
you?
that when people say to me, James, you can't do that.
Oh, yeah. Every day, all day.
I'm like, you're stereotyping me. You're telling me I can't do it. Oh, I'm going to show you. And I don't say anything to anyone. I just focus on
That's the main thing, isn't
the
it?
goal of whatever I want to prove them wrong in.
Yeah, but I think it's also important to do it for you and not just like, that's kind of like revenge, yeah? But it's kind of like at the back of the head, I'm going to show you. But do it mostly for you and your spiritual growth, I would say.
So when people tell me I can't do something, so an example I have is that I remember one of my teachers from high school told me, oh yeah, you can't work in film and TV, blah, 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 blah. And basically told me I was making the worst decision of my life. I held my tongue, I bit my tongue, and I was just like, okay. But that's something that I love. So
there you go. But I think that was the actual realization you had to go through. You had to have someone to tell you couldn't do it. And then still to this day you remembered it, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lesson learned. Be like, actually, I know what I'm doing. I don't need anyone to tell me any different.
Yeah. And
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, and then I went to Vancouver and had so much fun.
You did. And you did it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing, is you should always do things for you. But at the same time, I kind of feel that the universe kind of puts those people there.
For a reason.
For a reason. And you realize that your self-worth isn't through them. It's through yourself. And the answers was always inside yourself. Yeah,
it's like a reminder of, by the way, you already know this.
Yeah.
Why are you questioning yourself?
Yeah. And, those people come along and they question you and they question, and say that you can't do it. And it's kind of, I feel the universe being like, are you going to? Yeah.
You're going to do it? I've given you this time on Earth. What are you going to do with it? Yeah. I get that.
And then you're like, okay, yep, let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, well that flew. There we go. Well, that's all good. Like, subscribe, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your cousin, tell your dog. And thanks.
Tell everybody.
And thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more of James and Jess's Half Hour.
Thank you.
Bye.